Alright, so you may know that I don't do live streams in the morning ever. Alright, it's just not a thing I do. But whenever we have winds over 140 miles per hour, just a little bit off the surface here to the east of a major metro, I feel like it's kind of warranted. We just saw 130 to 140 mile per hour winds a little bit off the surface batter Lake Charles here. Now, when I say a little bit off the surface, I mean we could be talking about surface winds, winds actually on the ground of 100, maybe even close to 110, 120 miles per hour. And this is not a tornado. This is straight line damaging winds that we're dealing with. These severe thunderstorm warnings are only warned for 80 mile per hour winds, but I would not be surprised if we do see some gusts much higher than that. We've also got like 5 tornado warnings in this one little spot here. Outside of that, we've got flash flood emergencies to deal with back in Texas in the Kirbyville area where we almost saw a tornado last night. We are seeing some life-threatening flash flooding. This is a flash flood emergency for portions of Tyler, Jasper, Newton counties, including Kirbyville and Newton. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Seek higher ground now. Alright, so again, the main focus and the only reason I'm going live at this hour is because we are, again, dealing with winds over 140 miles per hour, a little bit off the surface. This could be record-breaking, all right? You see here, that's 136. I know at one point I scanned just over 140 miles per hour from somewhere. I know it was from this cluster of winds. I'm not sure what point it was at. Maybe it was here. I don't know, but I do know for a fact that we did get 140 miles per hour on the gust reading there, which is what made me like, okay, we're going live. And it's been doing consistently 130 mile per hour winds for like half an hour now. If you are in Welsh, Jennings, anywhere in these tornado warnings, or even the severe thunderstorm warnings in this cluster here over Lake Charles, you need to take cover now. That was a really bad voice crack. Alright, 138 miles per hour wind, still just a little bit off the surface. Again, this is a life-threatening situation. You may not survive this if you don't actively try. You need to be taking cover on the lowest floor of a building in an interior room. Again, this is off to the south and the east of Lake Charles. Again, I don't do live streams in the morning, but this has warranted one for sure. Again, I cannot emphasize this enough. This is a life-threatening situation. This is right over Foreman's Hall. Again, somehow these severe thunderstorm warnings only say 80 mile per hour winds. And the surface winds are not up to 140, but the surface winds have got to be at least 100. But half a degree elevated, we're talking about winds up to 140 miles per hour. Right now, sitting at about 138.69. And again, this deadly cluster of winds is going to likely take a direct impact on the city of Welsh, Louisiana. There's quite a bit of stuff up there. And, oh my goodness, now it looks even worse. It's becoming larger. We've still got a significant pocket of winds over 130 miles per hour pretty much everywhere in this little circle. And then 110 mile per hour winds in this circle. We got another pocket of weaker winds heading for Lacassian, but saying weaker winds doesn't mean much. That's still, 80 miles per hour possibly at the surface. Elevated, they're still over 100 at certain points. So you need to be taking cover there now as well. We do have a moderate risk of severe weather today. That's a 4 out of 5. We've only had 2 other instances of that occurring this year. Let's get me for parts of southwest Alabama, southern Mississippi, and southeastern Louisiana. So if you are in this area, you need to know this is the kind of stuff we're going to be dealing with all day in your area. Again, we may see a tornado drop somewhere with this. We have tons of tornado warnings in this area here, kind of scattered around Lake Charles. Lake Charles, you're no longer actually in one. Lake Charles, I think the main threat has passed you, but you're still going to be seeing lots of lightning, some rain, maybe a little bit of wind, that kind of stuff. Again, I'm sorry my voice is terrible this morning. It's just because I'm not used to going live at this hour. By the way, this is also breaking. We have a day 6 enhanced risk of severe weather for parts of Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas. I would be shocked if this didn't lead to another moderate risk. We have not had a single instance of a day 6 enhanced risk this year. Or in, a long time, really. We do have a new tornado warning. For some reason, the alarm didn't go off, but this is a new tornado warning for Baton Rouge. This is a storm just off to the west of Baton Rouge, and my goodness. This is really bad. We may have to shift our focus over to this. Again, this is another life-threatening situation if you are in this tornado warning. This is a potential deadly storm here. For some reason, the correlation coefficient doesn't want to load. I really thought we were going to lose this radar. It got battered by 130 to 140 mile per hour winds, so really like 100 to 110 mile per hour winds, and survived it, which is very impressive. That's like an EF1 or an EF2 tornado hitting it, and it survived. And that's continuing, guys. This, again, is going to go directly through Welsh, Louisiana, with violent winds. And this other pocket of winds is starting to get worse as well. The one that just went through the Woodlawn area. Over 120 miles per hour at half a degree elevated. And again, this is very concerning. This is a classic supercell that is heading right for Baton Rouge, Louisiana. If you're sitting on like the west side of Baton Rouge, maybe you got the alert on your phone, it woke you up, you're like, oh man. But no, that's a good thing that it woke you up because, again, guys, this is a life-threatening situation. Take cover now. We still got our flash flood emergencies out here near Kirbyville and Newton. Oh my goodness. Close to 15 inches of rain. That is ridiculous. This morning round of storms left over from last night was not expected to be as violent as it is being. We were really expecting this kind of action to only occur in the evening hours of today. Again, sorry for the voice cracks, not used to going live at this hour. And the reason this is tornado warned is because there is also the very real potential of a spin-up tornado developing out of this. Right now, we're more concerned about these winds. Again, at one point I did sample a little over 140 mile per hour winds. I don't remember where that was at or when it was at. I know it was in the bottom cluster of winds here. And again, now we've got 2 clusters to watch. And again, it's a little bit weaker now, luckily. It kind of weakened just before it hit Welsh. But if you're on the south side of Welsh, there are winds still possibly up to 100 miles per hour at the surface, battering your city right now. Take cover immediately. And again, now I'm almost more concerned about this supercell. Now that those winds over there are weakening out. We've just got so many areas to watch. That's why we have all these chasers out here. We've got Aaron Jajak, we've got Vince Welty, we've got Corey Gerken, we've got Brandon Kopic, we got Brad Arnold. I know we got Chris Hall, we got Freddie McKinney. It's just like everybody's out there today chasing this moderate risk. Alexa, stop. Sorry, my alarm went off. Alexa, stop. Sorry. Again, you see this little weaker pocket of winds right over Welsh here? That means that rotation is definitely trying to develop here. You don't just get a break of winds that significant. Again, we're talking about winds close to 120 miles per hour, half degree elevated, and now this pocket looks way worse. So if you're in Pine Island, Raymond, Hathaway, Ponchoville, this is coming for you. Kind of to the south of those cities. Actually, it is kind of moving southeast, so maybe closer to areas like Roanoke. You're in the direct path of both of these massive destructive wind pockets. And somehow this is only warned for 80 mile per hour winds at the surface. It's definitely way higher than that. They really need to upgrade that. We already saw an 88 mile per hour gust report out of yesterday. And oh my gosh. We're talking about another possible tornado, and this tornado warning heading for Washington. Again, if you're in Newton, Kirbyville, water is still falling. You have to get to higher ground now. The reports of several feet of water in homes. Homes are flooding. The banks are completely filled, and there is still more rain falling, and there's still going to be more rain falling for a little bit here. You have to get to higher ground, or there is the very real potential that you won't survive this. I'm sure you have to go to work, you have to go to school, whatever, but they have got to be canceling, surely, in this area. And if they're not, just don't go. Because there is the very real potential, if you try to drive and over a foot of rain, that your car will get swept away and get flipped over. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's for the south side here in Louisiana. That's 70 mile per hour winds, tornado possible, nickel-sized hail. Take cover once the storm gets to you. That's not our major high pocket of winds, but there's still some high winds approaching here. Definitely strong, close to 90 miles per hour, a little bit off the surface. So surface winds, again, could be at around 70, probably. And alright, even though our southern pocket of winds here has kind of died out, the one we were watching when we started this stream, this new one has literally taken its place. We've got another cluster of winds doing winds of over 130 miles per hour, a little bit off the surface. So the surface winds have got to be so intense here. It's going to be loud and noisy and obnoxious. Again, I'm also watching this tornado warning very closely near Washington, and then also the one near Baton Rouge. And that's a new tornado warning. That's for tennis ball-sized hail. It's an extension of this one. Tennis ball-sized hail and a possible tornado. Again, that is an extension. How's Calcasieu? Let me check. I should probably know where that is, but I don't. Calcasieu. Oh, come on. There we go. In the New Orleans area, if that's what you're talking about, you are in the path of a life-threatening storm. Well, sorry, I was thinking of Baton Rouge. You're not in a life-threatening storm. You're just kind of getting some strong to severe thunderstorms capable of producing lightning, wind, hail. Again, I did not mean to say you're in a life-threatening storm. I was thinking of Baton Rouge. But yeah, the Calcasieu area, if this is the one that you're talking about, which hopefully it is, you're going to be getting some storms, strong to severe, so look out. Let me make sure there's not another Calcasieu. Calcasieu. Yeah, I assume that's the one you're talking about there in New Orleans. Again, that's just your typical thunderstorm there, strong to severe. I did not mean to say life-threatening. That's on me. From Lake Charles. Lake Charles, this is basically past you now, but you did just deal with those destructive winds. But most of the winds have passed you in that area. At this point, I am watching these tornado warning storms. If you are in any tornado warning, you need to be taking cover. And that applies for every situation, but specifically these, they don't look good. They're looking nasty. You heard it really hard, but it's died down a lot. Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely dangerous there for a little bit. You might want to go outside and look around for some damage. Let's see. If you're off to the west of Welsh, I mean, that went right through you. But yeah, now that's all that's left is going to be some thunderstorms. Sorry, my chair is really squeaky. I need to get a new chair in here. Oh my goodness. So you see where there is that green or that yellow? That is not actually powers out. Yeah, that's not surprising. There was a ton of wind capable of knocking out power. But anyway, you see those greens and those yellows? Those are not actually colors indicated by an amount of rainfall. It is so high that they don't have a color made for this amount of rainfall. Because they're just like, oh, it's not going to happen. But no, this is over 15 inches of rainfall. This is actually a really good way to measure it. If you're in the green or the yellow, that's over 15 inches of rainfall. We got some in Kirbyville, some in Newton, and then we've also got another patch back near Warren. Again, this is life-threatening flash flooding. If you don't try to survive and get to higher ground, you might not. Again, I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that because that is a life-threatening situation. You know what they say, don't be scared, be prepared. Even though that's not what we were thinking, whenever we said there would be severe weather for your area, that's what happened. So, let's actually turn on the excessive rainfall outlook. Looks like we're at a moderate risk of flash flooding. Yep. That's basically for the same area that has the moderate risk of severe weather. New tornado warning. I will go ahead and look at that in just a second here. The new tornado warning is going to be for Evangeline, St. Laundry, and Acadia counties in Louisiana. Take cover now. And Eunice, this is heading right for you. Same thing with Loda/Lauda. This is actually heading right for you. It's right on top of you, pretty much. It's on your doorstep. We do have some massive hail falling near Garland right now. And Garland's actually not under any kind of weather warning, but you're just outside of that tornado warning. Outside of several tornado warnings, actually. We have 3 tornado warnings in the one spot. All the alerts must be going crazy right now. There's a live look from Browser, Louisiana. That was a really bad voice crack. I am actually going to look on my iPad what the Storm Chasers views look like. I can't bring that up on stream for copyright reasons, but I am going to take a look at it. Because I imagine it's pretty crazy out there right now. Again, the main area we're looking at is Louisiana right now. A lot of these storms will cross into Mississippi soon, though, so look out. Especially the south side, like Hattiesburg, Meridian. Possibly as far north as Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson's actually under a flash flood warning right now, so don't go out and drive. Don't drive, stay alive. Wow. So taking a look from Storm Chaser Corey Gherkin's view, I mean, that is one of the most impressive storms I've ever seen. And unfortunately, it looks like the sirens are not going off. I shouldn't say the most impressive storm I've ever seen. That was an exaggeration, but very, very intense storm for sure. Surprised they're all still getting good service out in this area. Probably won't once the big cluster of storms hits them. our big pocket of life-threatening winds is starting to calm down, which is very good. We do not have any damage reports out of that, but it's not going to take long for them to start flowing in. Probably, unfortunately. Again, decent rotation here, heading up for the south of Palmetto area, just went through Washington. Look at our line of storm chasers there. Again, everybody's in the Port Bar area right now because it is insane out there. Most likely. I mean, I looked at the live cams, or the storm chasers feeds. It is insane out there, for sure. Last night, after I ended stream, we did get some more baseball-sized hail reports in Texas. Today's going to be likely even worse, though, than yesterday's event. This is a huge tornado warning. Includes 4 counties. Or no, that's actually this one. This one includes 2 counties. Or no, 3. Those being Acadia, Evangeline, and St. Laundry counties. And then the extension of it still includes St. Laundry County. That could drop a spin-up tornado to the south of Mamu. If you're in Mamu, you need to be taking cover now. You are under this tornado warning. Again, I can't stress enough, anywhere in these tornado warnings need to be taking cover unless the storm is past you, to the east of you. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Lutcher and LaPlace. Has the tornado possible tag on it. Look out there for some minor rotation. And wow. And that's another very bad looking supercell. I'm surprised they didn't just go ahead and tornado warn that. But National Weather Service obviously knows best when it comes to the weather. So just listen to what they say and you will be good. As long as you take the proper precautions. Got another pocket of winds intensifying south of Palmetto. Palmetto, you're under the tornado warning anyway, so you should be in shelter. But looks like that could be picking up. New severe thunderstorm warning. 1 inch hail, 60 mile per hour winds. That is a massive warning polygon. Look how big this severe thunderstorm warning is. That's crazy. That's usually what happens whenever we have a pocket of high winds, is they do something like that. Speaking of which, our high wind action has died down a little bit, but we still got winds over 125 miles per hour, half a degree elevated. So surface winds could still be isolated bits up to 100 miles per hour, so you need to be taking cover now. Oof. Most concerning area of rotation in this line right now, I'd say, is this near Hundley. If you're in Hundley, you need to be taking cover now. It's a possible tornado on the ground. We don't have any confirmation of that yet, but it could spin up very quickly. And it might already be on the ground. There's just no confirmation on the radar or any sightings yet. But hopefully there's not any sightings, because then that means people are not in their safe place if they're seeing the tornado, most likely. Yeah, guys, leave the watching the storm part to the professionals. New severe thunderstorm warning. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Actually, that's not the new one. The new one is this one. No, it's not. I don't know. But yeah, leave the storm chasing to the professionals. Don't go out there and try to look for the storm. That's just really stupid. There's a new mesoscale. Threat for strong to severe gusts of 60 to 80 miles per hour, and tornadoes continue. For southeast, pretty much all of southern Louisiana, southwest Mississippi. Just a sliver of southwest Mississippi there. Again, we could see a spin-up tornado somewhere in this line, really anywhere in this line of storms, but there are a couple of spots down here near Church Point that are looking the most concerning. And the thing is, Church Point, you just went through a tornado warning storm, but you've got another one coming in. Don't think it's over yet. This is just the northeast of Richard in Louisiana. Unfortunately, guys, it does look like I'm going to have to go here. This is why I don't go live in the mornings, because I don't have much time, but it's looking like I am going to have to go here. It is good, though, that once I do have to go, things do start to calm down, so that's good. I want to thank you all for tuning in. We will be live again this afternoon or this evening, depending on whatever time is the most active. I'm not going to go live for every severe thunderstorm warning, because if I did that, I'd be live all day. But yeah, again, thank you guys for watching this live stream, and I will see you next time. By the way, before we hop off, look at the browser Louisiana cam. It's starting to shake there. So anyway,